Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo stands as one of the NBA's greatest players today, but even he can still improve in the hope of becoming an even more accomplished player. As one of the most dominant players in the league today, Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo is worthy of everyone's attention in and of itself. There's certainly a reason why he was a reigning most valuable player and was well on his way to defending that title before the 2019-20 season was disrupted by the coronavirus outbreak. Every scouting report for the Bucks' opponents is led off by the multiple strategies and attempts to slow down Antetokounmpo from running wild and leading the Bucks to victory. But for as often as he's able to pass any and all tests that come his way, there are some areas of his game and/or weaknesses that he simply can't ignore or mitigate in some fashion in his 7th NBA season. So without further ado, let's run through some of the biggest areas of improvement for Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. The most immediate area of concern, Antetokounmpo's ability to hit during his trips to the free throw line will be crucial under the most pressurized moments. A career 72.4% free throw shooter, the 25-year-old has taken a huge step back in his free throw efficiency this year as he's down 63.3% of his attempts from the foul line. Considering Antetokounmpo gets to the free throw line more than any other NBA player not named James Harden, the reigning MVP's ability to make good on his many free throw opportunities will mitigate any way opposing teams will look to exploit his struggles in this department. Antetokounmpo's free throw struggles can certainly be traced back to his troubles during the Bucks' playoff run a season ago and especially during their conference finals series against the Toronto Raptors. Antetokounmpo went 107 for 168 from the free throw line over the playoff run, 63.7%, and was 35 of 60 from the line in that series against Toronto, 58.3%. Before this 2019-20 season was suspended due to the coronavirus, Antetokounmpo was trending upwards after ironing out his shooting routine, even going as so far as taking technical free throws for the Bucks on some occasions. Now we'll just have to see if that can continue if and when the season resumes. It's only natural to go from Antetokounmpo's need to improve from the free throw line to wading into him trying to develop a viable jump shot. More than ever, Antetokounmpo has tackled his range shooting deficiencies head-on throughout the 2019-20 season by attempting more threes than he has done in any other season in his 7-year career. The same goes for trying to improve his in-between game to keep defenses guessing as they wall up and try to block off the basket. Thanks to an early season shooting surge, Antetokounmpo has knocked down 30.6% of his three-point attempts this season. That hasn't largely changed the way in which opposing defenses cover him on a nightly basis as they still remain firm on living with the threes that Antetokounmpo puts down, and that extends to inside the arc as well. Despite that, the Greek forward's shooting mentality hasn't changed as he continues to embrace the ups and downs with trying to develop his jump shot into a fully formed weapon in his wide-ranging skill package. Any strides Antetokounmpo continues to make in perfecting his rejiggered shot while in practice certainly doesn't compare to the reps he gets during live games. The one thing Antetokounmpo can't control through practice and repetitions is how opposing teams load up and try to use the brute force and ferocity that he plays with every night against him. As of the season being suspended, Antetokounmpo has recorded 55 offensive fouls, which was on pace to break the 68 offensive fouls mark he co-led the league with during his MVP-winning season the previous year, tied with Minnesota Timberwolves All-Star big man Karl Anthony Towns. Antetokounmpo and Bucks fans have been pretty frustrated with how the 7-year forward has been officiated, given the risk of injury that can come along with players trying to position themselves in front of an oncoming Antetokounmpo. He has learned to live with it obviously, but vented the frustrations of picking up a potential injury as a result of committing a charge as he told Eric Nehm of The Athletic following a win over the Boston Celtics in January. "I cannot be thinking about plays and whether or not I'm going to get hurt," Antetokounmpo said. "I think I'm pretty good at avoiding situations where you can get hurt and avoiding guys on the floor. It's kind of dangerous. When somebody is taking a charge, you've gotta step in the right place for you to not sprain your ankle, for you to not step wrong and hurt your knee or something. Those concerns were certainly validated when Antetokounmpo suffered a minor knee sprain that prevented him from playing in the last 2 games before the season was suspended. Antetokounmpo's injury concerns aside, there's essentially no reversing the level of turnovers he has and will continue to commit if and when the year continues, given the extravagant usage percentage he's logged at 36.2%, which leads the league. And he has the 7th most total turnovers at 209 this season as well. Playing as a 7-foot battering ram, Antetokounmpo will continue to live in harm's way and will be at the risk of recording plenty of turnovers. But just because he's gotten used to it doesn't mean it's easy to play the way he wants to.